Hello, my name is Caleb Johnson, and I just want to talk to you guys about free enterprise. So a free enterprise is the idea of owning your own business or own company, because it'll start out as an idea today, but you never know because it'll be a company tomorrow. And it's just different products, whereas like Silly Bands, Barbies, they started off as just a simple idea and turned into this mass production.
Unlike many other types of markets, such as communism or socialism, the free market really allows you to maximize your profit and do what you would like to do. This paves the way for new innovators and people in companies like Apple, Microsoft, some of the real engineers and innovators of our generation. Now, let's focus on the real problem at hand, and that is how free enterprises have impacted our school and the business department.
Like Quez was saying, we're going to talk about how free enterprise impacted our school here. For example, the bus stop. The bus stop was created by DECA to raise money for their program and business overall. How it impacted DECA was because the government put it in a policy which is called Smart Snack Policy, which means that they can't have no junk food sold here in the school.
And what that policy took away is what people would say the good stuff, meaning that they took away the hot Cheetos, the Skittles, all the sodas, all the other sweet snacks that people would like, but instead they inserted all of the stuff that people would not like. Oh, and actually we have a live interview going on right now. Shh, don't say nothing.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on the Smart Snack Policy?
I think that the Smart Snack Policy has good intentions, but I also think the idea of it is taken away from fundraisers that kids are trying to raise money for different events, uniforms, whatever that is. And it's not changing anything that's happening in the school. It's not changing the eating habits of kids. It's just kind of taking something away, and I don't find that to be fair for those that are trying to fundraise.
So you feel like instead of getting the supplies here, they can get them from other sources?
Exactly. I think we could no longer sell hot fries or anything like that anymore. Now they can just go down the road to Quick Trip or Dillon's, and even the kids that are freshmen and sophomores are probably even jipping when they're not supposed to even go do that, simply because there's nothing here for them to eat.
How has the Smart Snack Policy affected the bus stop?
We started out, our actual funds was at $4,000. We were testing different things, we were trying things to just get kids to be able to try things like no bars, goldfish, stuff that was meeting the requirements, but it was really not working for this particular demographic. It has worked at some other schools, but for us, it ended up making us lose more money and finishing the year out with $900.
Okay. So what was the difference in profits from last year, or the year before and last year?
So the first year that I was here, it was significantly great. Our profits were able to increase, that we were able to apply apparel, stuff to get to other kids and faculty and alumni. But this year, we have to cut back on the apparel just simply because we don't have the funds. And because of the funds that we don't have, it makes it difficult for our DECA kids to be able to go to the competitions that are in Tennessee, in Florida, at a national level, simply because we just don't have the funds for it.
So what you're telling me is basically it's a slippery slope?
It is, yeah. Again, the idea is right. It's just, it's not changing a habit of how a kid's gonna eat here. If we're taking it away, they're simply gonna go elsewhere to get it. Same thing as if we told people that we couldn't sell McDonald's here anymore, well, they could simply just go drive to a McDonald's and get it. They're just taking away a chance for kids to be able to create the funds to then help their groups and organizations.
So you'd prefer if they were just better educated instead of taking away an opportunity?
Yes. If anything, I would love kids to be smarter about their eating habits, but unfortunately with our demographics, we show that a lot of kids come from lower income families, so they can't afford places like Whole Food stores. They can't afford places where organic is really big because it is very expensive. And those are eating habits that I simply can't say that I agree with, but I can also understand why people are not purchasing those things because of how expensive it is.
Is there any way that you can make any type of profit off of the Smart Snack Policy?
Sparkling ice worked out really well, but it did not work for us, and I think the idea of just going a different route for us is just a better way for my organization to be able to get a profit out of it. But for now, I don't know of any way. We don't have a kitchen or anything to where we can prepare meals. We don't have kids that have food handlers cards where we can have a buffet or anything like that. We simply don't have funds for that either. So schools that are maybe private and schools that kids get to actually pay to go to, they may be able to be with Smart Stacks and find it to be just fine. But a lot of schools in Wichita are Title I, don't have those resources.
So my very last question: which type of economical structure do you prefer?
What do you mean?
Well, like, do you prefer more socialistic, free market? What do you prefer?
Free market enterprise, yes, I absolutely agree with that. You are seeing a lot of first generation millionaires right now in the past 20 years. You see a lot of people that the market, they figured out how it works. A lot of it is people that are just a little bit older than you are that became millionaires because of an idea. And I completely agree with that. I think anybody should have the right to do whatever's necessary to make money for themselves.
Well, thank you for your time.
Well, thanks.